If you don't want those results, then you got to change the action. That's the mathematical formula. Action equals results. I'm still able to focus on that which we want versus that which we don't want. That's emotional intelligence. Ooh. At some point, you're going to want to do something more. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, blessings, and mercy be unto you. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? All right. As y'all can see, I got a little bit of something going on, but we still showing up, okay? We still showing up. I'm actually going to post this one early because I did miss last night. Your girl went to sleep, okay? I went to sleep. I did. And, but I still want to make sure that we're on schedule with everything. So today I'll be posting this in the morning, and then I'll be making another post this tonight, which I usually do it at night, right? But yeah, I don't want y'all to think, oh, she not showing up. She not, we showing up. We showing up. We showing up. It sound like Boosie, you know what I'm saying? He did the wipe me down on my throat. Anyways, so last chapter was chapter 4, right? And we talked about vibrational desire, alignment. We talked about resistance, right? And how we can't be separated from source. And we also talked about being deliberate in our creation, right? Ooh, y'all, I took some turmeric. I'm taking a turmeric shot, drink, tea. Ooh, this is hot up in here. I'm sorry. Okay, anyways. And so we talked about deliberate creation and really creating and being optimistic about creation. I'll give you a prime example of this right now. I could be on here complaining my tail off right now, okay? Because I really don't feel good, and I'm tired, and I'm sleepy, and I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I don't want to, but it's not gonna help, right? We're gonna go through the transit anyway. We're gonna go through this change anyway. Your girl was gonna be not feeling well anyway. But do we continue to stay in that, or do we smile during the midst of it and enjoy ourselves and know that this moment is temporary? And that's the bigger question that we have to ask ourselves. So as we move on into chapter 5. Chapter 5, this simple basis of understanding makes it all fit together. There is a current that runs through everything. It exists throughout the universe, and it exists throughout all that is. It is the basis of the universe, and it is the basis of your physical world. Some are aware of this energy, but most humans are unaware of it. However, everyone is affected by it. As you begin to understand the basis of your world, and you begin to look for, or better said, feel for, your awareness of this source energy that is the basis of all things, you will then understand everything about your own experience. You will also more clearly understand the experiences of those around you. A consistent formula gives you consistent results. Like learning to understand the basics of mathematics and then having the successful experience of understanding the results of their applications, you will now have a formula for understanding your world that will always be consistent and which will yield consistent results to you. They will be so consistent that you will be able to predict your future experiences with absolute accuracy. And you will be able to understand your past experiences with a knowing that was unavailable to you before. You will never again feel like a victim of the past or future, cowering from the idea of unwanted things pouncing into your life experience. You will finally understand the absolute creative control that you have of your own life experience. And then you will be able to turn your attention to your own creative power, and you will experience the absolute bliss of watching all manner of things converging to assist you in the creation of your own specific desires. Everyone has this potential, and some are realizing it. It will be an extremely satisfying experience to identify your own personal desires, which will be rising from the contrasting life experiences that you are living, and to know that each of those desires can be fully realized. From that place of belief, from that place of understanding the basics that are always consistent, you will now shorten the time between the inception of your ideal and desire and its full and absolute manifestation. You will come to know that all things you desire can come easily and swiftly into your experience. After you are a vibrational being in a vibrational environment, you can feel whether you are allowing your full connection to source energy or not. In other words, the better you feel, the more you are allowing your connection. The worse you feel, the less you are allowing your connection. Feeling good equals allowing the connection. Feeling bad equals not allowing the connection. Ooh, we're going to definitely talk about that. Feeling bad equals resisting the connection to your source. You are, even in your physical expression of flesh, blood, and bone, a vibrational being. And everything you experience in your physical environment is vibrational. And it is only through your ability to translate vibration that you are able to understand your physical world at all. In other words, through your eyes, you translate vibration into that which you see. Using your ears, you translate vibration into the sounds that you hear. Even your nose, tongue, and fingertips are translating vibrations into the smells, tastes, and touches that help you understand your world. But your most sophisticated of vibrational interpreters by far are your emotions. Your emotions as vibrational interpreters. Ooh, this is getting good, y'all. By paying attention to the signals of your emotions, you can understand with absolute precision everything you are now living or have ever lived, and with a precision and ease that you may have never before experienced. You can use this new understanding of your emotions to orchestrate a future experience that will please you in every way. By paying attention to the way you feel, you can fulfill your reason for being here. And you can continue your intended expansion in the joyful way that you intended. By understanding your emotional connection to who you really are, you will come to understand not only what is happening in your own world and why, but you will also understand every other living being with whom you interact. Never again will you have unanswered questions about your world. You will understand from a very deep level your broader non-physical perspective, and through your own personal physical experience, everything about who you are, who you have been, and who you are becoming. Oh, we got a lot to talk about. All right, so that was intense, y'all. Like I said, that was only a 3-page chapter, okay? That was only a 3-page. Look at my little bookmark. I need to color it in. I got this from the library, y'all. How many of y'all been to the library? When's the last time y'all went to the library? Anyways, go to the library if you haven't. I suggest just get a book that you want to read for fun. Now, this book I did buy because I like to, as y'all can see, I like to write in my books. I like to highlight key points because I also, books like this, these are the kind of books that you go back to when you're out of vibrational alignment or you feel some type of way and you've prayed your way, you've done different things. Come to this because sometimes it can put you in a different vibration of understanding of like, okay, you know what? I'm tripping, right? Now, I'm not saying to use it as like, this isn't God, you know what I mean? This isn't the Bible. It's not the scripture. However, it is a tool and a resource to use, okay? All right, so we just went through that chapter. Let's do what we usually do, some highlighted points. If y'all have any highlighted points that you liked throughout the book, please write them in the comments and let's talk about it. I would love for you to write it in the comments, and then we talk about it in the next, in the next chapter or the next thing. And even if I receive the comment later, I'll still bring it up in whatever chapter video that we're going to be making. This one, we actually don't need any dictionaries. We can use a dictionary for one word in specific. And as y'all know, we use what dictionary? Go ahead. Yes, very good. Yeah, we use the etymology dictionary. Why do we use that etymology dictionary? Because it is important for us to get the original definition, not the definition that has been changed by Merriam and that dude Webster. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let me stop doing that. All right, so let's go through on page 21, which is the first page of chapter 5. It says, like learning to understand the basics of mathematics and then having the successful experience of understanding the results of their application. Keyword results, okay? The results of their applications, right? The result, what you get as feedback in terms of you doing it, okay? You will now have a formula for understanding your world, which will always be consistent, which will yield consistent results to you. So as you take action, you're going to get consistent results, right? And like mathematics, there is a formula to get a certain result. I want the number 2. Okay, so 1 plus 1 equals 2, or 2 plus 0 equals 2, right? Or 3 minus 1 equals 2. There's so many ways that we can get to 2, right? It's just about how we choose to get there to yield the result and to be consistent in that effort, right? If I need to get to 1 and I need to get to another 1 to equal 2, then that's fine. But some of us need to do something to maybe come down into 2, right? 3 minus 1 equals 2. Okay, I need to figure out this minus 1 part and equal 2. So we all get in alignment, I would say, in different ways. And it's the same way with our life path, right? We all get to specific destinations. However we get there. You ever been at a job or in a space, right? I'm going to say a job. Let's say you're at a job. You and somebody else, you're co-workers. You both work at the same job. Y'all both do the same thing. However, you got there in different ways, right? Everyone's like, how did you get this job? Oh, I knew such and such, and then I got recommended. Oh, how did you get this job? Oh, I got recruited by such and such. Oh, how'd you get this job? Man, I had to go through it to get this job. I was homeless. I was doing this and that. And then I prayed and I got this job. So we all have different ways to get to the result that we want. And I think that's actually a great example. Not even to toot my own horn, but toot. And as we go down the page, it says, from that place of understanding the basics that you are always consistent, you will now shorten the time between the inception of your idea of your desire and its full and absolute manifestation. Basics that you are always consistent. Consistency is key. Okay? As you're consistent, you are solidifying the thing that you want. Okay? When you're not consistent, you're not building. It's like, okay, you ever seen a house get built or anything get built at all? I'm using a house because it's visual, right? When you have a house getting built, imagine if the house was being built today and then the workers took a week off and then they came back the next week and then they worked for 4 days out of that week and then they took the other 3 days off and then they came back 2 weeks later and then they started again and they got tired and they were like, I don't feel like working on this house, right? Okay, let's take that person, right? And then you have the other person that's like, okay, I know I need a break. So on Monday through Friday, I'm going to work every day. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care what it is. Monday through Friday, I'm working every day. Now, on Saturday and Sundays, I'm going to allow those days to be my rest days. Okay? Or let's even say, you know what? Saturdays and Sundays, I'm going to still work. But when it comes to Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm going to take off. Right? I'm going to take off Tuesdays and Thursdays because I actually feel tired on those days. So, but on the weekends, I feel energized. So I'm going to do it this way, right? The point is that you're consistent for at least 5 days out of the 7 days of the week. For a majority of the week, you are being consistent. And that's the important part. What do you need to be consistent in? A lot of people wonder, oh, I lost this or I don't have this anymore. Yeah, because you weren't consistent. And even in your consistency, you're growing discipline. And as you're growing discipline, you are solidifying that which you want to be a result. And when you get that result, right, because our desires don't stop, right? We come up with other lists and things and accomplishments and achievements and things we want to do, and we want bigger things and better things. And not because of the materialistic aspect of it, but because we know that us as human beings on this upward spiral of improvement, of self-improvement, we want to see how good we can get. That's why you see a lot of these millionaires. These millionaires don't need to work. They don't need to do any of that. After they hit $1 million, they could literally set up their account to retire the rest of their life. But instead, you see them choosing, how can I improve this phone? How can I improve this technology? How can I improve this business? How can I improve the systematic application of this product? How can I come up with a better formula? How can I, even though it's the best already? But guess what? They know that there's always competition. They know that there's always something or someone coming up behind them that will take over their thing. And that's not to be a threat, right? But let's even talk about retirement in general. Okay, you sitting around the house every day. You going on different vacations every day. At some point, you're going to want to do something more. I'm telling you this for a fact. You're going to want to do something more. I'm not going to say you get tired of being on vacation, but you get tired of it. Yeah, you having drinks every night. You chilling on the beach. You doing this and that. You're eating healthy food. You're meeting different people and all this stuff. If you are ambitious, you're always going to have a goal. You're always going to have something that you want to push forward with, right? And so that's the point. Just be consistent. That is huge. Be consistent. There are other points that I could focus on in this, but I really want to drive home the point of being consistent. The next part says, feeling good equals allowing connection. Feeling bad equals not allowing the connection. Feeling bad equals resisting the connection to your source. So when we don't feel good, we weren't made not to feel good, right? We weren't made to not be in alignment with our source. Now, it doesn't mean that the just because we feel bad, we're in resistance necessarily. It just means that we are out of alignment with who we really are, which are in well-being. Because when you don't feel good, let me put a different definition on resistance. I agree completely with that. However, when we think of resistance, we think of, pushing it away. I'm pushing it away. I don't want it. Right? Instead of coming closer to it. However, when there are the feelings of resistance, such as anxiety, that's a feeling of resistance. Such as depression, that's a feeling of resistance. Even though I'm going towards it, the feeling that I get, anxiety and excitement are the same thing. It's just how we're choosing to interpret it. Okay, and speaking of interpretation, let's read this part that's underneath, and it says, and it is only through your ability to translate vibration that you are able to understand your physical world at all. We are consistently translating our vibration. And what did they say was the most heavy? It says, using your ears, you translate vibration into the sounds that you hear. Even your nose, tongue, fingertips are translating vibrations into smells, tastes, and touch, and help you understand your world. We are constantly using the things around us. We are constantly using the non-physical to understand where we are in place and time, consistently and always. But it says your most sophisticated of vibrational interpreters are by far your emotions. This is why emotional intelligence is such a huge thing. Because it means that, I'm able to translate this vibration into something more productive. That's all emotional intelligence is. I can translate this heavy emotion, everybody feeling frustrated, everybody being pissed off, everybody feeling these negative vibrations. I'm able to take all of that and still focus on the end goal. I'm still able to focus on that which we want versus that which we don't want. That's emotional intelligence. Ooh, it's flowing through and to, right? It's flowing to and through, okay? But we're constantly interpreting stuff. We're constantly interpreting the world around us. But why are we doing that? Because we want to get in alignment, and we want to make sure that we see what it is that we want, right? You always get what you want. It's just about, are we looking for it? Are we doing the things that we need to do, right? Let's keep going. It says, by paying attention to the signals of your emotion, you can understand with absolute precision everything you are now living or have ever lived. Okay? And then it says, you can use this new understanding of your emotions to orchestrate future experience that will please you in every way. So we're constantly orchestrating what we want to happen or our ultimate desire. That's why they say not to focus on the things that you don't want, because you're putting yourself in vibrational alignment of the things that you don't want by not wanting it. You're actually calling it in, right? Because your focus is on not wanting it, which means you're calling it in. But when you focus on things that you actually want, when you're focusing on things that are positive, when you're focusing on the things that are your true desires, it comes to you. It comes to you. I can predict the future not because I am a psychic or anything like that. No, I understand how life works. I understand how vibrational alignment works. I understand how desire works and manifesting. I understand that us being present in this moment right now, you and I, whoever is watching this right now, I know that that's not by mistake. I know that that is the vibrational alignment that was supposed to happen. I understand that I am the translator of whatever information that you didn't understand. Right? And now we're understanding this on a different level together. Okay? Because sometimes someone else's understanding is what lifts you up and pulls you up. Yes, the information is out there. This book has been out there. In fact, Homegirl goes on tour. Not Homegirl. I can't know myself. Sorry. My bad, Esther. But Homegirl, she be on tours doing different things and interpreting this book herself and going through. But that don't mean that just because she wrote it don't mean she the best teacher of it. Sometimes depending on the audience, right? Some people can teach. I've watched my students teach the information that I taught them better than me when they retaught it. And I'm like, dang, okay. I should have said that. I like the way that you interpreted that. I like the way that you brought that back to me. I like the way that you took a complex idea and made it more simple. I like that. And I like your thoughts on this thought, right? It's not about, I can be better than you. I can be better than you. No. How can we build on one another's thoughts in order to enhance and to become better? That's what this world is about. We over here focusing on what he did do or what he didn't do or who did what. No. Ain't nobody worried about all that. Do what you do, baby. Do what you do. And if we in the same area or in the same space, then that's what was meant to be. But if we not, then that's also what was meant to be. But guess who not crying? I'm not crying about it. Now, you catch me a few years back, I might have been crying about it. But now, when you understand and know how life works, it does not exempt you from the emotions that you will feel. However, you also understand that there are certain things that need to be let go in order to let things in. You have to let go of the current vibrational alignment that you're in order to align yourself up with exactly that which you desire. You're welcome. I'm sorry. Woo. All right. Let's keep going, y'all. By paying attention to the way you feel, you can fulfill your reason for being here. Okay. Let's keep going. We'll come to understand not only what happened in your own world and why. Okay, we basically went through all that. Do they have the ear to hear? We're asking, can I hear, listen, they see results they want. So I made some notes in this book when I was in a different vibration, and I'm going to read them to you. It says, people who listen get the results. But do they have the ear to hear? We are asking people who cannot hear to listen. That's deep. We're asking people who cannot hear to listen. So the question is, how do you get the deaf to hear? If they can't hear, they can see. If they can't hear, you can always get the result in a different way, right? Going back to the 2 + 1 = 3, right? And our goal is to get to 2. Okay, 2 + 0 = 2. 3 - 1 = 2. 5 - 3 = 2. 2 × 1 = 2, right? There's so many mathematical formulas that we can do to get to the same answer, right? It's about how we get to the answer and get the results. So people are seeing the results that they want on a consistent basis. If you don't want those results, then you got to change the action. That's the mathematical formula. Action equals results. Yeah, your thoughts and your feelings and your actions equals results. Most of the times people get stuck in their thoughts and their feelings and they don't take action. Therefore, they never see the result. I'm going to emphasize heavy on action, heavy on execution. Because when you don't see the result, if you focus on the action and you don't see the result that you want, automatically you're going to change your thought and your feeling. Because those are the first things that you're going to align yourself with. Because if you are working towards being precise, you're going to it becomes a game to you. Like, I'm trying to get this result. Okay, what do I need to do? Okay, I'll change this. Okay, I'll mold this. I'll do this. I'm molding. You're constantly molding yourself into that which you want to be, which I will continue to say. You're constantly molding, like a potter in its clay. That's why T.D. Jakes Logie calls it the Potter House. You're constantly molding. Okay. Anyways, that's it for today's chapter. That was deep. I wasn't expecting us to dive like that, but y'all did it. And we didn't even have no scuba gear. So I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 6. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace, blessings, and mercy be unto you. One more thing. This is a lit chat lounge, the greatest self-development podcast out there. Let's go out and get it and make it happen. Peace.